All right, let's jump right in. If you're an RF tech out in the field, you know the drill. Fighting PIM can feel like you're just constantly playing whack-a-mole. You fix one problem, another one pops right up. But what if we could stop fighting fires and, start designing fireproof buildings from the get-go? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today, making that huge shift from just fixing PIM to actively preventing it.
Now, just for a bit of context here, this explainer is part 8 of a 10-part series we're doing for all you wireless technicians. Everything we're covering is based on a really detailed report from the experts over at RFI Detectives who are part of Virtualization Options LLC. Today, we're really digging into their strategies for not just fixing things, but preventing them, which is, let's be honest, the real key to keeping your network healthy.
And this right here is why this whole proactive thing matters so much. This quote from the report just nails it. The best way to manage PIM isn't about being the fastest troubleshooter in the world. It's about making smart investments up front that literally pay for themselves over and over again by stopping those expensive truck rolls before they even happen.
So this is the core idea, the big mindset change we're breaking down. We're talking about going from being a PIM fighter, always reacting to alarms, always putting out the next blaze, to becoming a site architect. Someone who actually builds strong PIM-resistant systems right from the very beginning.
So what exactly is PIM prevention? Well, it's a very deliberate, cost-effective game plan. It's a whole program, really, built on 3 main pillars: picking the right parts, making sure the installation is absolutely perfect, and doing consistent maintenance. The whole point? To finally break that painful, expensive cycle of troubleshooting the same problems again and again. Okay, let's start with that first pillar of prevention. This is your first line of defense, right? It's all about making smart choices with your hardware and your design before a single wrench even gets turned on site.
This one really says it all, doesn't it? I mean, cutting corners on components or rushing through the design might look like it's saving you a few bucks today, but it almost always ends up costing you way more down the line in degraded service and, you guessed it, more site visits.
And this really shows you the long-term payoff. Sure, you can use standard components, but you're basically accepting the risk of future costs and headaches. The better way is to specify low PIM components. We're talking about stuff rated at -153 dBc or better. Think solid outer conductors for that perfect 360-degree contact, or precision machine connectors. This isn't just an expense, it's a direct investment in the long-term health of your network. Remember, prevention starts way before the installation. When you're doing that site survey, you've got to think like PIM. Look for those rusty roof vents or loose guy wires. Can you maybe tweak the antenna's direction so it's not blasting RF energy right at a big metal staircase? Write these risks down. Maybe you need to install some bonding straps or use non-metallic brackets. Every single one of these steps can prevent a major headache later on.
But listen, having great hardware is only half the battle. You could have the best low PIM components in the world, and they can be completely ruined by a bad installation. And that brings us to the human element, the processes you follow, the skills of your team, and just the persistence to keep up that level of quality.
A really solid prevention program stands on these 4 pillars. First, have an approved list of components and actually stick to it. No last-minute substitutions. Second, schedule proactive PIM testing. Don't just wait for the site to fail. Third, and this one is huge, mandate training and certification for your techs. And finally, use checklists. Seriously, they're not just paperwork, they are your best tool for making sure quality is consistent.
This shows you what proactive maintenance really looks like. It's a loop, a continuous cycle. You test regularly, yeah, but you're not just looking for a simple pass or fail. You're tracking those PIM levels over time. And when you see them start to slowly creep up, that trend is your early warning. It lets you go service a connector before it ever causes a real service-affecting problem.
So this all leads us to what the source material argues is probably the single most important investment you can make for the long-term health of your network. Creating a real culture of quality, one that's built on true expertise. And here's the bottom line. You can have the best gear, the best test equipment in the world. But as this quote from the report points out, so many PIM issues come down to one thing: a technician who just doesn't get the why behind PIM prevention.
This is the essential stuff. Every single technician working on your RF systems needs to have this down cold. It's not just about knowing how to tighten a connector. It's understanding why that specific torque value is so dang important. It's knowing how to route a cable to avoid stress. A certification isn't just a piece of paper. It's proof that they have these vital skills.
So as we start to wrap this up, The message from the RFI Detectives Report is crystal clear. Thinking you can just fix PIM and walk away is a huge mistake. PIM management isn't some project with a start and an end date. It's an ongoing commitment to quality that has to be a part of every single phase of a site's life.
And here it is, the main takeaway from our explainer today. If you want to master PIM instead of letting PIM master you, the answer is prevention. And that prevention is built on a foundation of 3 critical things: using quality components, doing proactive maintenance, and, most importantly, investing in trained, certified technicians.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. Take a good, hard look at how you and your team are dealing with PIM every day. Are you truly being architects, building for the long haul? Or are you still just running around fighting fires? Ask yourself, is your process actually preventing PIM, or is it just fixing it?